I had a pretty wild day yesterday.
My mouth is bleeding. It's doing my forehead dirt.
Um, Started off normal. I did my normal stuff, cold shower in the morning, uh, morning routine, all that good stuff. And I went to school. While I was mid-lecture, I received a call from a dude that I had met prior. He's a cameraman, and he basically was with this dude who was a famous TikToker who I met the night before. He had about 1.5 million followers, which, is pretty crazy to be around and witness. I met these guys just by sparking up a conversation with them because they had a microphone and a camera. So I was like, oh, maybe, maybe they'd be, interesting to talk to, something like that, whatever. So anyways, back to him, calling me up. He told me mid-lecture that I would have the opportunity to be able to go on a speedboat down the London River. I'm not really sure what you call it, for free, as part of a little promotional thing, and I'd be filmed for one of his TikToks. Yeah, I basically agreed to it. I was like, of course, I'll do that for you. So I went out to the London Eye, went on the speedboat, and it was sick. It was awesome. It was amazing. And I got to know these dudes a little more, And it's not every day you come across someone who has so much influence on the world. Myself being a content creator, I was like, let me talk this man up. So that's what I did. And something that they really emphasized the importance of doing was being yourself. Because the thing is when you try to imitate somebody else, that's exactly what you're doing, is imitating somebody else, right? And so your personal brand, how people view you, is hindered because it's not you. So if your personal brand is just you as a person, and you just be yourself, like I talk about going to the gym, just working out, going to school, doing other shit, that's me. That's my brand. That's who I am as a person, and I just put that online. To hear someone who has such a massive following and influence on the world say that, it was very, very telling. It's just amazing. And his cameraman too worked with all these amazing people who I probably also shouldn't discuss, but people who have upwards of like 10 million followers, people that on the internet that are very famous. And they were just two super chill, down to earth dudes. Like, you would never guess that they would have such a large amount of influence on the world and society as a whole through the work that they do and the things that they produce. Simply because we seem to see these people who are influencers and have a large following as we kind of like idolize them. We act like they're like some sort of god of some sort. And when you could kind of stoop down to their level of just being a human being and not seeing them as the holy grail of human, you can really meet some amazing people. And once you throw the ego out of it and don't compare yourself to them, you are able to meet awesome people. I mean, this day started with me going to school, and because of the day before I simply just sparked up a conversation with a dude, I ended up riding around London with them, free Uber rides to wherever they were going, because they were trying to find like TikTok ideas. So they were trying to make a video being like, do you live in a rich house in London? What's a tour? Give me a tour. Just making entertaining content for people to doom scroll on, essentially. And we didn't have much luck doing any of that, which that's just how it is. We're trying to find like supercar owners and get a ride with them, and we were unsuccessful, unfortunately. But then, and here's the crazy thing that really amazes me. So because of his following and his influence, he had his manager. Fuck, I almost just busted my. He had his manager call up this like fancy restaurant, beyond fancy restaurant. Like, it was the nicest restaurant I think I've probably ever been to. And he was like, "Hey, listen up, I'm calling on behalf of this TikToker. You know, he's got a massive influence. If you could gift us a meal, 3 people, a meal, we would come and shoot a video for your restaurant, promote it. And because of that reach that they're able to supply with these people and the help that they're able to supply, all 3 of us got a meal in total worth $180 for 3 people. So $60 per person for absolutely free. And that was just because these guys are just go-getters. But this dude's name is Mohib, right? Oh, you know what this dude does is he just approaches random people and just asks them stuff. He just talks to everyone like they're his friends. You know, we walked into tailor-made London stores. Like, these are bougie ass places, and he's like, "Oh, like, I'm an influencer." Like, that's not all he said, but he was like, "How could I help you out? I wanted to, you know, make a video asking you about what the process of the suit being made is and what the brand represents." It really opened my eyes to the perspective of just the process of people who actually do something, you know? These dudes were always on the go, you know? They're like 2 days here, 2 days there. They film 2 days of content and then send it off to editors. And they're just constantly traveling for work, getting, I mean, in this case, free luxury meals and stuff like that. It's like, it introduces you to an entirely new world that you would never even think could be possible. And the advice that this man gave me was to be myself and to be consistent. You know how easy that is? So many of these people are just like, these people are gonna judge me. They're gonna be, bro, just don't be it's crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy. Craziest day I've had maybe in my life ever. Spending a day with 2 people who have extremely successful careers. And you know, we were just like boys. We're like homies. Like, it was a good ass day. It was just 3 dudes hanging out, you know? And they're super down to earth too. Like, they're doing well for themselves, right? Dude Mohib, he's wearing Air Force Ones, $9 pants, and like a $30 sweatshirt. And it's like, these dudes are humble. They're doing what they love. They're living life to the fullest, and they're just like, it's crazy to me. And it really put into perspective. It's just like, dude, there's so much more to this world that you can indulge in and get into if you just start a conversation up with some dude with a microphone. If you get what I'm saying. Because that's where this all started, you know? And it just introduced me to the fact that, like, dude, if you just go outside of your comfort zone and just talk to someone, you might have a whole shift of perspective on your life in general. This stuff that I'm preaching in this video is living proof that if you just follow these things that I'm saying, bro, you'll experience some crazy stuff. This would be a great opportunity to, you know, grow my channel and get the influence on the world that I want to get, and, you know, spread my message of positivity to the world and helping people, you know, become their best self. The craziest thing that I think about from all of this, it started with me reading a book it's called Reality Transurfing. I listened to the audiobook, and it talks about picturing life as if it were a dream, right? However, in you realizing that this is a dream, it then turns into like a lucid dream, right? Meaning that you can fly, you can do whatever you want to do. And when you start to picture life and the world as a lucid dream, and you act on the forces that you feel are present around you, then you will be rewarded for it. Because right before I went to that lecture, I talked to my professor about how I didn't want to be in college anymore. And I'm still stuck in London, and I have to do a little bit of it to be in London. But I talked to her, and I stepped through, and I I took it on heads on and was like, this is not what I want to do. Because it makes my soul feel like it's having resistance, you know? And listening to my soul and listening to what I knew I should be doing, even though it felt like I shouldn't be doing it as much as possible, and then I did it anyways. Again, these messages I'm preaching of doing the hard, even though you don't want to, how important it is. I was almost instantly rewarded with being introduced to what my life will become, because I stay true to myself. I believe in myself. I have a positive outlook on life, and I do the hard shit first. Take that cold shower in the morning. This could be a great opportunity for growth in my life and the future of who I want to become and what I want to do. But yeah, I mean, stay true to yourself, boys. And the stuff I'm preaching, it's real, bro. And I hope that you boys can realize that. Stay true to yourself. Be good to yourself. Fix that diet of yours, because you got to be clear-headed. It starts here in the mindset. And yeah, Godspeed. Godspeed.